This short clip is from my live trading room. You can engage directly with my fabulous team and me at LaDucTrading.com for all our research and trades. Or for just my daily live streams, you can access via YouTube memberships. All links are in the description. Basically, this Mag 7 ratio is still out of favor since basically October, but we haven't really fallen further. It's trying to get back up. So we'll see if we can get a software bounce that would bring this Mag 7 ratio here, for example, to Microsoft at 395, all the plays that we've been going over since, ironically, the 26th. Like, no joke. Like that right tail rotation call, fascinating, was actually on the 24th. I posted that. Remember green shoots? And then rotation day 1 was on the 25th. Rotation day 2 was on the 26th. Nothing happened on Friday. We had the risk over the weekend, and software still did fine Monday, Tuesday, and today. So there is still hope that we can bounce a little bit, monetize some of those puts, and software stays green. But big picture, I still think we're going to roll over into that March, May timeframe until I can see otherwise. Netflix, keep it above 77.30 in this 200 week. Then it came into the Warner Brother Paramount deal. So it had a real fuse that it got that lit. So congrats on those longs. But my point is, there are a lot of other software plays that are looking good. So for a bounce, for example, how's Microsoft doing this morning? It's better. Like it's slow molasses, but it's above that 395. IGV is the sector that I have been focused on, and I think this is also working extremely well. This was where I said it has to stay above. I still believe it's going to come up here and then roll back down, by the way. But for now, it is a chase that is still working. It's a few weeks, but it's still working. Stays above this, let's call it 78. Beautiful bullish engulfing. In other words, price stops falling and then volume starts coming in. How do I know volume's coming in and absorbing the sellers? Because I have this little volume tool right here. See how? But you don't see this kind of volume anywhere else. It's insane, right? Insane volume. And so I've got my on-balanced volume that literally went positive on the 24th. And what's the day that I recommended this? On the 24th. I said, this is monthly support. It has to stay here. And now it did pull back. You can see it pulled back to 80 and held. And it closed green on a day that the market was very red. On the day that the market was very red. On the day that the market was very red. So software bounces are still working. GWRE was a new one that I got all excited about. Why? Why was I excited about GWRE? Because it's a 400 week. And this is just not going to go away. This company's just not going to go away. So anyway, this was a fabulous place. Low risk entry long off this 125-ish area. Formed a gorgeous, by the way, reversal pattern. So if and when this does get back above all the stuff that matters right here, it can be a very nice continuation play into about 180. So for right now, it's hitting the target. You can see it. See the high? 154.35. I have 153.85. Close enough. So all these gorgeous plays are still working. Long story short, I have had a harder time with Oracle. I will admit it's just not doing too much, but it's getting the look. What do I mean by getting the look? Even during the Friday, the Monday, the Tuesday weakness in the market, this thing did not go red. And now look, it's right up on that trend line, ready to get above this 153.28. Let's call it 154. Just a little bit of wiggle room. This is what really needs to get going. And then it can have a pop up. And then this can probably find some shorts to cover. And this can make it into 165 pretty quickly. I know that's a harder case because it has been oversold for such a long time. Very, very, very strong situation here with shorts winning. But as I already profiled, I think this one is accumulating some longs underneath the surface and looks very much ready to move higher. Spotify was another one that had this Netflix look, and it trades very, very similarly. As far as the pattern, it's very similar with Netflix. Anyway, you had already this stopped going down post earnings, and then I said, okay, 506.5, then let's see what happens if it can get above. It's now above. It's moving into 559, potentially in time. These are chases that turn into swings because they take a little bit longer, but they're still working. Palantir 2 has that scoop pattern. It's hitting the 10 week. We talked about that. We also talked about app coming back in. Looks like Palantir hasn't quite made it up, but it's also working. But I'm sure IGV, as I mentioned, you can kind of go and find the stuff that is in IDG. these software components, of which there are 116. MSTR is one of them. We talked about this coming up off the 400 week. It's starting. I don't know Box. I know HUT is Bitcoin mining. So is BMNR. It's Ethereum. Circle, same thing. So you have a massive amount of these mining, quote unquote, crypto mining companies that are having a bounce. And if that's what you want to play, great. If you are interested more in the software application plays, like we set up app already, great. So it kind of pick your poison. Some of these I haven't even looked at, but they're all doing the same thing. They're all coming up off the bottom. So basically they washed out some sellers and they're having this reflexive bounce. Oracle's the one that looks interesting to me because I think that can move to 165 and then we'll see. By the way, Autodesk has done, since I'm on this one, this was highlighted last week as well, a perfect 400-week bounce. Love these. And same thing with GWRE, right? 400-week bounce. Love these. They can be bounces of a few days, which has happened. In this case, 2 weeks. Kind of took a few weeks just to digest and then push higher. This is all the way back up into the 10-week. So that is literally always going to be my price target for a bottom fishing play. Now is into its 400 week. If you don't think now ServiceNow is going to go away, then you want this to come back up and stay above that 400 week. It's a pretty useful tool. That's right. It had support on the quarterly, which is why this was low risk entry. See the quarterly? Very, very key. We're talking it wiped out gains from all the way back to 2003. So you have an Autodesk call debit spread for earnings. It was profitable and you have now, Archana says. Excellent. All right. So anyway, I don't know how long these can go because I am spying the fact that many of these will get into the 10 week and then have to digest that. So now is still working into that kind of 122 area. Spotify started earlier, very important. And now it's above the 10 week EMA and it's pushing up to the next target. So congrats. And now is up, for example, 2.5% just today. So these are getting found. So software is definitely having a little resurgence here. And that's what this growth value ratio showed me and why I highlighted it last Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, again, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We now have 6 days of profitable gains in software bounces on oversold AI left for dead sector. That's great.
Join Club to trade with Samantha. Scan this QR code or click the link in the description.